All right, sure, why not? Let's talk about it. Why not? Freaking, we got ourselves a little Niji Sanji problem here, you know? We got some Niji Sanji news. It's been a while since we talked about Niji Sanji, but apparently one of the VTubers from Niji Sanji crashed the fuck out, apparently, you know? What was it, Twisty? Oh, Twisty? Oh, great. I'd be curious to see what's going on here. What did she do this time? What happened?
Hey, what's up, guys? We're here. So today we're going to be talking about the Niji Sanji Ian Liver Twisty Amano Zako, who's facing a lot of controversy right now thanks to a leaked call they had from about a year ago where they said some disparaging things about many different groups, including Indians, men, trans people, and even their own fans. And a lot of people in the Niji Sanji fan base are very upset, and they are demanding that something be done to her. Now, her experience with Niji Sanji has been a pretty turbulent...
There's still people actually supporting some of these VTubers? Damn, man, that's crazy, dude. Why is anyone shocked at this point? I'm not even shocked at this point. I'm just kind of like, oh, it's Niji Sanji again? All right, which VTuber is it? Oh, they're talking shit about men? Oh, okay, all right. Anyways, you know, or like, oh, this other VTuber, what? Luca Kaneshiro was jaking it with to a female girl in VR chat. Oh, okay, all right, sure. Yeah, you know, it's just kind of like, you know, for me, it's just kind of like, oh, Vox Akuma and Lyra Pandora and like Ike Evelyn made a video throwing Selen Tatsuki under the bus. Oh, okay, all right, sure. Anyways, next. I'm just like not surprised anymore. It's just like, bro, it's like, why are you guys even shocked? Why are you guys even surprised at this point? Everybody knows that Niji Sanji is like where all the like the bad reputation people go over there, you know?
One. She's only been there for about a year, but a lot has happened in the beginning where there's some controversies with several things she said, but recently it's been a bit odd. She's only streamed once in the past 6 months, which is obviously not a good sign for an
what the hell, only one time?
Agency VTuber. And she also recently streamed on her past life account, which for those who are not familiar with the terminology, past life just means your former account you used before you joined a VTuber agency. And I'll tell you this, 9 times out of 10 when someone streams on their past life account while they're still at a corporation, it's probably not going to end well.
Oh, really? She streamed on her past indie account?
Typically that doesn't happen unless they're getting ready to leave. And the fact that she's only streamed once in the past 6 months or so at Niji Sanji, it's not really a great sign of how things are going. Now, what I'm referring to today, which is causing this controversy, is this upload of a leaked call she had. In blue is Twisty, by the way, and she's in a call with 2 other people. I believe at least one of them is a VTuber as well. And in this, she's gonna say some controversial stuff that has the Niji Sanji fans really up.
Damn, that's wild that someone in that call literally was like, I guess, recording it and leaked it, dude. That's wild to hear that, dude. Holy man, dude. Man.
Bit arms, and I will say this because it is now confirmed this is not a fake call. Twisty has come out and confirmed the authenticity of this call.
She came out and admitted it? I don't know if you're supposed to do that, you know, especially if you work for a company, you know.
Herself in an apology.
I don't know if you're supposed to do
later
that
in this video. An apology that is not going over very well with the Niji Sanji fan base. But anyways, let's jump right into the call.
All right, let's hear it.
I'm just saying,
Twitter's useless, but just to let
me talking to Epic for like an entire 2 hours. But it's not that bad, I guess.
well, talking to an Indian sounds pretty terrible.
Okay.
We have a little turbulence at the start of this flight. So she's saying talking to an Indian sounds pretty terrible, referring to this fan who apparently is Indian, and well, that seems to be a theme throughout this video. She doesn't seem to have the best things to say about Indians, and if you're waking up today and you're an Indian Niji-san...
Wait, why are you even talking to someone for like 2 hours? Like, is she... So, Epic is the fan, right? Why is she even talking to this person for 2 hours? That's my question. Like, how did this all began? That's the question to ask.
Fan, you're probably having a tough day. Let's just be honest, but let's keep going with the clip. Also, sorry for the terrible audio in the background. Apparently, Twisty is playing League, which probably explains a lot, right? Like, obviously, if you're playing League, you're having a tough time. You're probably going to be very toxic and angry, so, you know, just keep that in mind.
Don't be a red light, okay?
Well, I hate Epic and I hate his kind, so...
Ever since, I feel like did you say something to him? Because he stopped sending stuff.
Like money or what?
No, porn.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's gonna gloss over that.
What?
So the person in blue is someone else on the call. Apparently it's a VTuber. And she says that her fans stopped interacting, and they're like, Twisty's like, what were you receiving? Like money or... No, it was poontang. It's a little odd, right? I don't think that's the healthiest relationship between a content creator and one of their fans, but...
Well, look, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I'm gonna play devil's advocate, okay? Indian people do have a bad reputation of being that very stereotypical, you know, type of way. Now, I'm not saying everybody, but there is a certain percentage of those kinds of people that are like that, unfortunately. So it just puts a bad stigmatization on Indian people. You know, it kind of sucks. You know, it just fucking sucks, bro. Like, it's understandable, you know. But do I, you know, am I defending Twisty? No, but I'm just saying in general, you know.
To each their own, I guess. Just wanted to point that out quickly.
A bear or Epic? I don't remember saying
Epic.
anything to Epic, but I probably have called it. I've definitely called him a creep, but I don't know how recent.
Then he just stopped and then...
Like, I definitely haven't spoken to him in months.
I wouldn't be surprised if this person is trying to get into, you know, trying to get close relationships with them, you know, and like, you know, sending the poo-tang, you know, and everything like that, you know. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think Epic is like attached to my she model.
I think so too.
Cause he
That
was
guy's
like,
awesome.
I think he's a pedophile and an
I
Indian.
cannot wait to meet him tomorrow.
Oh my lord. She is brutal, man.
Should have like a little meet and greet.
he's really likes she.
Is Epic living?
Yeah, why?
I swear to God, if he shows up to my meet and greet, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm not even kidding.
Wait, why? Why?
Imagine being one of these, the fans that are...
Okay, I'll be honest with you. That's a little bit fucking extreme in my personal opinion, to be honest. That's a little bit extreme in my personal opinion.
directly mentioned, like, this is how your Oshi, your favorite VTuber, is talking about you behind the scene. That's gotta be brutal.
Okay, I'm sure he's not gonna go, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know how far it is from him, but I feel like solely to piss me off, that is something he would do.
Like,
And I can meet him there. It'll be perfect.
no. I suggest not meeting him. I don't
We
know.
can bond over our mutual obsession.
Oh my.
You can tell who he is because the stench of brown will just be all over the place. It'll just smell like fucking curry and you'll know it's him.
Wait, I don't think he's.
Yeah, that doesn't look great. Doesn't look great. Now, like, I know on social media, if there's like a hierarchy of safe, edgy races to make fun of, it's like white people and then Indians, but I don't necessarily think she's gonna have an easy time dealing with these statements that she made here. But it reminds me too of like Uki Violetta. For those who are not familiar with
Technically,
Niji
it's
Sanji,
Kumin, not Curry.
he's one of their livers.
Oh, is that what
who,
it is?
I believe there's like a 6-minute compilation of him just completely
How do you say Kumin?
bastardizing white people.
I don't even
and
know.
Straight people. And
English
clearly,
hard.
like, some set of white people out there, they broke his mind because he just hates white people. He's very open and honest about it. And the way Niji Sanji fans reacted to that was not surprising. I think they're a very woke.
Yeah, because to be honest, you could just say, be like, oh, there's a fan that's kind of like creeping me out a little bit. You know, I feel a little bit uncomfortable. You could just say, you could just say all that stuff and then just end it there.
Base,
you know,
a lot of virtue signaling, and they completely forgave him. Not even forgave him. They thought what he said was great. They were happy he said that. But now we're seeing Twisty saying stuff about Indians as well as trans people, as we'll see.
Trans people?
And all of a sudden now they're starting to say, hey, wait a minute. That's not so nice. It's very funny to see how that plays out in their fan base.
It smells like curry though.
Really?
It is the LOL debuff. You are correct.
People like Epic and Bear should honestly die.
Jesus, that's extreme.
Epic is literally just a fucking parasocial creep who's trying to flirt with VTubers because he cannot have sex IRL.
I don't know.
He's obsessed with streamers.
I don't know. I think he's just lonely, I guess.
So here's the thing I just want to point out. There's 3 people in the call, right? Obviously, Twisty didn't leak her own call, so it leaves the 2 other people in the call. And the guy in it seems pretty neutral about things. But the person in blue, correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like they're posturing in a certain way that's trying to make themselves look like the good person, and they're trying to set up Twisty in many different ways. And I'm not saying anything that Twisty's saying is okay or great or anything like that. I just think that this was a very intentional move to try to get her to say bad stuff in a private call she didn't expect to be recorded, and she's kind of leaning into a lot of the stuff she's saying. And of course, like, if this is how she talks, like, clearly the person, or both the people in the call, they know this is the type of stuff she says. So it's just odd to see how much they're posturing this conversation.
I'll be honest with you. Why is Twisty? Because like at the beginning, remember at the beginning of this video, right? She said that she was talking to Epic for like 2 hours or something like that. A fan, right? Epic is the fan. That's his name, Epic. And then apparently she says that she was talking to him or interacting with him for like 2 hours. It's like, you don't have to interact with them, you know? Like, you don't have to, you know? Like, I had an individual who came into my DMs and was asking me how much do I charge or so for me dominating them. And it's kind of like, you know, I just kind of looked at the message and it was kind of funny, to be honest. I kind of laughed at it. But I'm like, that's pretty much about it though. It's just like, I didn't answer it. I didn't like, you know, I didn't talk to them. I didn't send a message back or anything, you know? So it's like, you know, it's just kind of like whatever. It's like, I've already gotten used to that. I've gotten used to people hitting on me. I've gotten used to people sending, you know, dick pics. I've gotten people, you know, asking me to dominate them. I've gotten people request or so to like read them a bedtime story. I've gotten people to do what is it, pet play. I've gotten people ask me to be their mommy for like, you know, for a week or something. Like, they would pay me for this shit. Like, they would actually want to pay me for this. And I'm just like, nah, I'm cool, fam. You know, like, yeah, I have this, you know, I have a very insane aura, I guess, quotation marks, aura. But I'm just like, whatever. Top donation, redeem, mod, question mark, this guy.
Just something to point out.
No, he's a fucking loser. He is a manipulative loser.
Why are you still talking about
Who
them?
doesn't even send you money, so you should drop him.
I thought sending dick pics is a surefire way of getting reported to the cops and end your career in politics, LUL.
I don't really care, to be honest. I personally don't care. I just don't look at it, you know?
Hey,
me.
pigs.
He told me his brother died.
Cheers.
She is harsh, dude.
When is your meet and greet with?
This weekend, yeah.
You should get her free tickets as a birthday present.
I don't even think I can get my
can
health
go
tickets
all the
Why?
way.
Why not?
because my company hates me.
So, obviously she's talking about Niji Sanji, and this call, as
Someone
she
like
confirms,
Twisty
was
clearly doesn't like
from-
being a corporate VTuber, so she should quit.
It looks like, at least from this point of view, right? I'm just playing devil's advocate, right? Like, I'm not here defending Twisty. I'm just looking at the perspective of
I meant
Twisty.
the dudes who
all right,
send
guys?
it. They do not know once it's online it's forever archived. Unless that's not your dick but someone else's dick.
Because at the end of the day, you got to look at it at both perspectives point of view, right? We're only getting it from this side of the perspective, but I have to look at it, you know, from her perspective, you know? It's like, you know, it's the parasocial relationship shit, you know? And it's kind of like, you know, what do you expect, you know? I'm like, it's not crazy. And unfortunately, you know, there is that stereotype with Indians, which is, you know, like I'm saying, it's not all Indians, okay? I'm going to say this again. It's not all Indians, but the Indians that are doing that are just giving a bad reputation towards those Indians, and that's pretty much about it. So, hey, hiatus.
within the last
usual
year.
shenanigans.
So obviously very early on in her career with Niji Sanji, so it's pretty interesting to see that she already had this negative view of her company that early on. So clearly things have not been going great, and obviously looking at her recent streaming lineup with her official Niji Sanji account, things clearly aren't going that well if you're only streaming once in 6 months, where basically that's their primary responsibility.
That is pretty crazy that she's only streaming once every 6 months. I'll be honest with you. That is pretty bad. If I was her, I probably would have left by now.
in the company is to live stream.
I feel like you overlook that factor a lot.
Oh my god.
And then the fan comes
Wife,
on, man.
the
The
new
audio on
fucking
this.
Brave group wave is so
Brave
bad.
is another
I'm
VTuber
actually
agency,
like
by the way.
shocked. I don't know how the fuck they got in, because genuinely, it's like the worst I've ever seen.
What the
Like the one girl,
Oh,
she
dude.
literally. I
That
need
is true, but like you can still leave. You know, you're not held hostage. I think they have to wait. I think she has to wait until her contract ends or so, and that's probably where she'll probably, you know, ask for retirement. Probably, I would be very shocked if she actually still continues working with Niji Sanji. I'll be honest with you, because let me see. If I was this girl, right? If I was actually this girl, number one, I'd probably already be long gone by now. Let's see real quick. I want her channel, not her. Yeah, I want her channel, not her freaking. How do I look for channels? Here we go, channel. Here she is. Oh. Oh. Oh, shit. It's all gone. Oh, that's interesting. Holy shit, dude. You know what? I probably would do that too. I actually would have leaked this myself, actually. Just to get myself, like, basically fired a lot earlier, you know, termination a lot faster, you know?
to send you her videos. I'm not even being mean, wife. Like, I'm genuinely like shocked and kind of pissed off. I don't even get a fucking call back. And this girl, who literally the worst I've ever seen. I'm not kidding. Like, it's bad.
Wait,
She
what
has
are you
like
talking about?
trans rights in her Twitter bio, which I feel like should be a red flag for any VTuber company if you're talking about that stuff publicly.
pattern recognition would tell us there's some truth to that. I mean, a lot of the drama that is caused in the VTubing scene.
Well, you know, I bet you she's probably seen the crazy trans people on the internet, you know. You know, she's not wrong. You know, she's kind of right. You know, there are those like I'm saying, I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt because, like, you know, did she go a little bit extreme? Yeah, she went a little bit extreme. But then, like, the problem is like, you know, she's kind of not wrong. It's, you know, in some points, you know, about Indians having that stereotype, you know, that specific stereotype, of course. And then now now they're talking about trans people or so, which is like, you know, she probably saw, you know, that one crazy trans person talking about her, like, her penis being inverted inside herself at a Disneyland park, you know. That could probably, you know, that could probably be it, you know, like, honestly, it's just kind of like, you know, well, it is what it is, you know. But unless like she's like saying like everybody, if she specifically says like, you know, oh, I've seen like crazy trans people on the internet and whatnot, so.
Originates from people who like to virtue signal on Twitter. I don't think that's like the craziest thing I've ever heard.
No.
But understand, again, in the Niji Sanji fan base, saying anything like this is like, it's gonna make them very mad, okay? And I think there's a lot of irony too. A lot of people in the Niji Sanji fan base, they're trying to defend all this stuff and twist it, and it's funny to see. Like,
it's technically a trans man going to the girls' bathroom. Even then, they haven't really like fully transitioned over, so.
Like, I've dealt.
But there are some like actual like trans people who like looks like a girl, but they still have, you know, they still have their dicks, but they like completely like they completely went over as a female. But you know, they still want, you know, as the lady boys say, right? They want to reproduce, so they're keeping it, but they just want to be a girl, you know, or technically a lady boy.
With the Niji Sanji fan base, they're very unhinged. They love to engage in life ruination, right? They see people like me make fun of someone's pronouns in their Twitter bio because they identify as an it's, right? And they want my sponsors pulled. They want me deplatformed. They want me, honestly, game ended. And then Twisty says stuff like this, and they're like,
that's the problem. It's the Twitter people that make the trans people look bad. Because I have trans friends. Like I do have some trans friends. They're not all crazy, you know. Shocker. I know for a fact, you know, they're like, not all of them are crazy, you know. They just want to live a normal life, you know, and they just, you know, if they want to transition being a female, or if they want to transition to be a male, you know, hey man, more power to you, bro. But like, just don't go going crazy on Twitter, okay? That's it. Like the ones that I know, right? They're cool. Like they're literally cool people. Like straight up, they're not bad people. The people that I've interacted with that are trans are generally cool fucking people. So
what? There's
it's just the Twitter people.
There's got to be more context. Let her explain herself. It's just funny to see the difference of how they treat these things. And if anyone else they didn't like said stuff like this, they would want them ruined. But there's still a very large portion of their fan base that's like, let's not be quick to judgment on this one.
And she doesn't really stream, but she uploaded some YouTube videos, and there's like, really terrible covers.
Are they
I want to know who this girl is, by the way.
Like,
who are they talking about?
No, Brave Girl.
Oh. I don't know.
She's for the new wave that's gonna debut soon.
I don't know, maybe they saw something in them.
I don't know what the fuck they would see in her. Like, they must be blind.
Well, I don't know, it's subjective. Okay.
No.
I'm telling you, the posturing, man. Like, am I wrong about this?
Like,
So this person's talking about this person's talking about someone who is debuting in a wave, I assume in a different company, who is trans. I don't know who it is, but apparently they did song covers, and apparently they're super bad. Apparently.
objectively, it's really bad, wife. Like,
I'm curious. I'm curious which girl it is. I'm very curious what specific trans VTuber she's referring to, because I would love to see their stuff, you know, so I can be the judge. I'll come in with like an open mind and fair criticism about it, you know.
I will send you it and you'll understand. Like,
A Globby member?
it is just very
Globby? Who's Globby?
Okay, but
What is that? Is that literally where it's from? Twisty Delulu's first stream after being terminated by Nichi Sanji? What, is this like just recently? Oh, this is just recently, okay. Yeah, we already saw the channeler, so they literally got terminated or so.
but it's because the company, like, they really want to make money, right? So they're looking for people that can.
Globy E Golby? Is that the VTuber name? Is this the trans VTuber? I just want to take a look. You know, we gotta do a research here, you know. You guys are saying a giraffe? Like a giraffe VTuber? Is that what you guys saying? Which one is it, chat? Kiwi? Oh, Kitty? This one? Is this the trans VTuber? Question mark? Not Kitty. That's the only one with that name. It's Square Mimi. Is that her name? Let's see. But is this the actual like trans, you know, VTuber? Is this the actual trans VTuber? Well, anyways, there's nothing, so I have no idea, so we won't know who it is. I'd just be curious to see, you know, to see what it is.
Do a little ASMR.
I don't even think this girl can do lewd ASMR, or do you mean like the one you're talking about?
Oh no, I'm just talking about the CEO person.
Oh yeah.
Lewd ASMR. How about she is like cute in her own way?
She's not cute in her own way, wife. I'm not kidding. Like, I could not get through this. Like, it's really bad. Like, it's shock. I cannot believe that she was hired. Like, I'm not even like just being mean, because
I've seen this quote everywhere on social media.
I'm transphobic.
No,
Like,
part of it's that.
no, it's not. You watched the video.
I know.
I can't. And I think it's cute. Well, your legs are really long though.
It doesn't make sense because the upper like half of my body is so compact, and then you just have the longest fucking legs on the planet. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
So for some context here, apparently she likes having lolly VTuber models, and she's essentially saying that Niji Sanji would not allow her to have that model because, or that type of model, because it'll upset the fan base, which, yeah, kind of makes sense given how they behave.
They kind of look like me. Cause I have like the. Remember, like the raccoon wanted me to have like.
Oh yeah, he wanted to have long,
legs.
sexy legs.
Yeah, but I think I like you.
It's literally only because their audience are all fucking Twitter trannies, and they don't want to piss them off, which is fucking weird because none of those people watch me anyways. So why should I care about like them being pissed off? Like, it's so stupid.
Why should they care about you being pissed off?
Then why'd they hire me?
I said this when I talked about her with a different controversy she was involved with when she first started with Niji Sanji, and like given her past life and like her personality, she's very unhinged. I think it's pretty obvious here.
Yeah.
I'm just like, does a corporation feel like a good fit for someone like this? I am genuinely surprised that she was there in the first place. That's not like a critique of her content or her ability to entertain people. I'm just saying, like, people like this, especially if you're edgier, I don't know why you'd want to be in a corporation, especially Niji Sanji, whose fan base is...
You think Niji Sanji's reviewing these, man? Niji Sanji ain't doing shit.
Extremely pro-cancel culture, stuff like that.
For fun.
Like, maybe they could have looked into the future and like realized that the girl who talked about wanting to be a lolly wanted to be a lolly. I don't know. And that just kind of seems weird to me.
I feel like it's pretty obvious that they knew that based on what they were talking to you about.
Okay, no, it's because they want to hire you, right? But then they're like, okay,
they just fucking lied to me pretty much. They literally just lied to me.
No, it's because they wanted to hire you.
Yeah, so they lied.
Okay, well, it's fine. You can get a lolly model next time.
They're never gonna give me a fucking lolly model. Like, it makes me so mad. And everybody wonders why I don't want to stream. Like, my fans are fucking retarded, and they're upset that I spam collabs all day. Have you ever?
That's the part that is crazy though. Like,
Jesus
if you're a fan
Christ.
of her, she just called you mentally challenged because you don't give her enough money. Like, I don't know that.
I don't know about that one there, Chief. I don't know about the money part. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit, okay? Listen to it carefully.
And everybody wonders why I don't want to stream. Like, my fans are fucking retarded, and they're upset that I spam collabs all day. Have you ever?
That's the part that is crazy though. Like, if you're a fan of her, she just called you mentally challenged because you don't give her enough money. Like,
That's not what she said, Rev. All right? That's not what she said. She called her fans retarded is because she spammed a lot of collab streams. There was no money there, all right? I'm just letting you know. I'm just going back to review the footage, okay? I'm not here defending Twisty. I'm playing devil's advocate here, okay? But you gotta listen. You gotta look at the situation in both perspectives. You know.
I don't know. That wouldn't sit right with me personally, but I don't know. To each their own, I guess.
Ever considered it's because none of you like send me any money at all?
Oof! There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Because I was very curious because like he stopped it. He stopped it like super early. There it is. I was like wondering, where'd you get the money from? Where'd you get the money part from? Because I didn't hear no money part. There it is. There it is. All right. Well, like I said, specifically, right? I'm playing devil's advocate at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, probably should have not stopped it super early, in my personal opinion, Rev. All right? My apologies there, Rev. But don't stop it too early. I gotta hear that part too as well.
Like, it's just crazy to me that they don't understand like the connection. And I mean, I can't blame them because they're all like underage kids, and that's Niji Sanji's fan base. But why do you want to pander to those people? Give us ugly fucking models that they pay nothing for. Take all of our income.
True.
Like,
Weird.
I'm so sick of Bruno's.
For those who don't know, by the way, Niji Sanji has kind of an infamous factoid about them that's been shared by former talents where apparently when it comes to merch, in most cases,
Yeah, that's true.
the talents get 2% of the revenue.
I think what's happening here, she's crashing out at Niji Sanji. But then the problem is she's playing League of Legends. So she's not just crashing out on Niji Sanji itself. She's crashing out on everybody related to Niji Sanji. That's the problem, you know? Plus also mixing with League of Legends definitely doesn't mix very well, I'll be honest with you. Like, I get it, I understand. She's probably pissed, she's upset, she hasn't really streamed everything, she hasn't streamed enough, her company hates her, she only streams once every 6 months and everything like that, so it's kind of like, you know, I get it, I understand. I would probably be pissed off too as well. I'd be like, man, fuck this company, bro. Yo, fuck all these people, you know, and all this. Like, I get it, I understand, you know. But like, you know, you are going a little bit too far in my personal opinion, you know.
So let's say $100 of merch is sold, they get $2. That is Niji Sanji.
Plus also at the same time, right? I'm gonna play devil's advocate again, right here. You saw what's been happening with Niji Sanji the past few months before you submitted your video essay to Niji Sanji, okay? Let me just remind you this. You sent, like, you literally sent your video, like, your video shit, even though all of this shit's been happening with Niji Sanji. Fucking the Selen Tatsuki, the Polmu, fucking, whatever that, I forgot what that one guy's name. And fucking Sayu as well. The issue with Sayu too as well. So it's just kind of like, you know, it's like at the end of the day, you know, it's like she should have already known this. Plus also when it was leaked out that the talents only get 2% from their merch sales. So it's like, yeah, Zion, yeah. So it's kind of like, it's kind of like, come on, girl. Like, don't play stupid here, okay? Don't play stupid here. You should already know this for a fact, okay? All right? Even I know this, and I didn't even bother applying to Niji Sanji after that, you know? Actually, well, like, you know, once after like the whole shit happened or so, never even bothered, you know.
Shell. But anyways.
Fucking annoying. Why are all men just mental?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
Like, they're literally all the same. Bear has a fucking mental breakdown because he thinks that we're actually dating or something, and he messages me and spams me nonstop.
Then why are you even like why don't you just block this person? There's a block button for a reason. Like, if this person is sending you nonstop messages, just block them. Is it really that hard or something? Hey, Vinky, she playing League? Yeah, she's playing League of Legends. I just don't understand, dude. Like, that's the whole point. The block button has been invented.
I understand.
Okay, guys are just, I'm gonna put.
Yeah, men are fucking mentally ill, and I think they should all die, honestly.
That's a little bit too far in my personal opinion. Like, yeah, she's crashing out really hard. All right. But the problem is she's crashing out on everybody, to be honest. She's literally the worst part about it is that she's doing it on Men's Health Awareness Month, right? If I remember correctly, right? Today it's this month, right? This is Men's Health Awareness, right? Fuck, I don't know. Fucking time flies so fast, to be honest. Imagine we lose our Eldritch Mommy and she joins our Corpo Borpo. If I join a Corpo, it would be a good one, you know? Correct. Okay. All right. Sorry. I don't keep track of everything. I got, you know, I lose track of stuff. So it's Pride. Shut the fuck up. No, it's not. But yeah, saying that on fucking Men's Health Awareness Month is pretty crazy in my personal opinion, but that's just me personally. Maybe because I'm older or something, you know. I'm more logical when it comes to like looking at looking at situations in different perspective points of views is how I look at things, you know. Honestly.
Now you pissed me off. Okay. So that was the end of the clip where she says all men are mentally ill and should die.
If she would have said all parasocial men are mentally ill, then there's nothing wrong with that statement, because it's an actual fact. You know, parasocial people are mentally ill. But the problem is she's saying all men are mentally ill, basically grabbing every single guy. It's just not the move. It's definitely not the move, because now you're saying that my older brother is mentally ill, which he is not. And that's just not how it works out, girl, whatsoever.
It's not great. Not the best quote ever, but the reactions to this leak are completely mixed. Some people are shocked and horrified, and they never want.
I'm not shocked. It's kind of like, oh, it's Niji Sanji again. All right, what VTuber is it this time? You know.
I support her again, but then you see comments down here, everyone saying she's based and all this stuff, saying how much. I mean, this is just like in a row, right? The amount of people reacting like this, and people on Twitter have varying reactions. Like this person with 4,500 likes saying, transphobic but joins Niji Sanji, hates underage fans because they're Twitter T-words and don't send her money, wants to be a lolly but calls the target audience predators, racist towards her own fan, thinks all men should die, hates drama tuber audience. Who exactly is she trying to appeal to? And well, eventually she would return to her past life account, the Delulu persona she has, and she has confirmed that this stuff was real. And that was kind of my hesitation earlier today.
This is something that I have been reflecting on long before today. I know not everyone will agree with my decisions to post this, but I feel like my fans and the people hurt by my words deserve clarity and an apology. Well, number one, right? You're playing League of Legends, right? And you're crashing out. You're not crashing out on just Niji Sanji, but even though the main purpose, she actually hates Niji Sanji, she's crashing out on everybody. Especially mixing with the League of Legends match. Yeah, it's definitely not gonna end very well, you know. It's like basically like someone drinking or so, and they get drunk, and then their true self comes out. Yeah, that's basically it's what it is with League of Legends.
Thinking it could be possible.
Yeah, it's pretty expected.
Leak was faked, that someone was impersonating her. Some people were even saying it was AI, which I never really thought, but a lot of people are trying to figure out ways that would basically call into question the authenticity of what's been leaked. But no, she came out here with a long apology, saying this was a recording of her from almost a year ago, and she wants to address it. She basically says, I'm gonna make it very clear.
Oh, this was a year ago? How long has she been in the company with? Wait.
For you guys.
When did she started? This was like a year ago? When did she debut? I don't really remember. Has it really been a year or so since she's debuted? I don't think so, right? May 24. May 21st. Oh yeah. Yeah, it has been. Yeah, it has been a year basically. Oh wow. Oh wow, she has been there for a year. God damn, fucking time flies, doesn't it? Holy shit. God damn. I didn't even know she was still there for one whole entire year, to be honest. God damn. Wow, that's crazy. Granted, I've not been paying attention to Niji Sanji, so that's the only reason why.
She is someone who says she doesn't stand by this stuff. She was in a place of protectiveness and frustration over some things going on, and she said things that she doesn't really believe. And she's someone who lives in America, and even in just 2025 alone, she's witnessed many injustices towards marginalized communities. Things that I cannot unsee or ignore.
Wait, she's American? Or she lives in America? I guess the more you learn, I guess. I guess the more you know, I guess, you know. She lives in America. Didn't even knew about that.
Okay, Nelson Mandela. But she goes on to say she doesn't hate her fans and all this stuff. But here's the problem, as always. When you apologize to the type of people who are greatly offended by this, they're not going to accept it anyways. Bro took a whole ass year to own up. Wrap it up, guys. Hell no, I better not see anyone accepting this apology, not even a year ago. Recently, you don't just say stuff like that when you're upset. That's actually insane. Saying you've changed is just a straight up lie. You don't change from being a transphobic and racist, etc.
Yeah, you can. Who says you cannot change? Well, who dictates, literally who dictates who cannot change? You can't dictate someone from actually learning from their past mistakes. It's part being a human, you know? You make mistakes, you learn from it, you grow from it. Now, if you're like not learning from your past mistakes, aka Johnny Somali or Vitali, well, that's another issue, right? That's another problem. Like that's a completely different problem there, you know?
That fast. You're only sorry because you got caught. If you had changed since a year ago, we all would have already seen the change. Alas, after wiping your account clean, which she did, it's very easy to then claim you have changed. Frankly speaking, I want you out of this community for good. If you are not any of the people affected by this, it is not your apology to accept, by the way. If you forgive her based on her words alone, kindly unfollow me. Poor choice of words, by the way, if you're not affected, because she said all men should die. So half the population just got the right to accept the apology.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I don't really know what this person's trying to do here, but you can see what's going on. The people who are upset about this, they're going to still be upset. They're not going to accept the apology. Also, I think in terms of where she's doing this, the fact that she's apologizing on her past life account, I think, again, that's another confirmation. Things probably aren't going to go on much longer with Niji Sanji because...
Yeah, she probably, you know, she can't really tweet it out on her main account, you know? So instead, she probably either got fired and she's locked out of her account or so. And, well, she's doing it on here, you know?
If you're this involved with your past life account and making apologies on there, that tells me you're probably preparing to move over there permanently. I don't think that's too surprising, but yeah, people are very polarized by this leak, and
to be honest, it's kind of a bit, this situation is mostly split in the middle, you know? There's not really like, oh, she's completely a terrible person, or like, she's based. So it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of 50-50. She says some pretty shitty things, you know, that she probably shouldn't have not said. But then she also says some actual things that are actual factual true at the end of the day. And she's probably crashing out or so, probably on Niji Sanji. I wouldn't be surprised, I guess. You know, just something about she probably just doesn't like Niji Sanji or something like that. Who knows? I don't know. At the end, there's not really too much context at the end of the day. I'm just kind of like, I'm like, I'm just mostly in the middle. I'm not gonna lean on any way like, oh, I hate the shit out of this person. No, I'm not gonna hate her. Or I'm like, oh, she's fucking base, guys. Oh my god, watch her say all this stuff. No, I'm not gonna do that either. It's kind of like, it's just some girl crashing out while playing League of Legends. You know, it's kind of like, it's just like, it's like, it's Niji Sanji, for God's sake. Do I need to explain? Do I need to explain anything about Niji Sanji? Come on, man. There's not really much explanation I need to explain about that company, all right? I think they do it themselves pretty easily, I'll be honest with you. I'm just kind of like, meh. I'm just kind of meh. That's just pretty much it, you know?
Okay. No greeting other than hello, because despite being a cat, I'm not a VTuber. I'm not a VTuber, that's all I have to say. Still yesterday, I said I'm retiring, which is true. I am retiring. I feel like me, as a cat and a not VTuber, not streamer, you know, if you're retired, you don't stream, right? That's the gist of it, okay? However, this channel, Daluru Diarrhea, will become fully ASMR channel, fully ASMR, nothing but ASMR, okay? And when I say ASMR, Kriva, close your ears, I mean 24/7, all day, every day. It's just gonna be a little sister
ASMR,
cleans your
nasty.
ears, okay? And also, I will do a few skips, like scripted roleplay. I know it's been a while. I think I started this channel like 2 years ago. I feel bad because I did get rid of all my videos. I will re-record those and re-upload those. So I'm not gonna be streaming much for a while. Well, I'm not gonna stream at all. I'm not sure when I'm gonna stream ASMR, but and also the Lulu Diarrhea, as you
Shut
know,
up, Dark.
will be dying. I saw someone say something kind of funny. Just rebrand and like ignore everything. And I think it is gonna come off like that. I think it will come off like that. But that's not my intention, okay? This has been something I've been working on for a very, very long time. So it's just kind of unfortunate that things happen the way they have, I guess is the best way to say it. It's not like I want to be like, hey guys, I know I did a lot of shitty stuff and now I'm leaving.
Where's the
So,
link?
Goodbye.
Shut the fuck up, Dark. Shut up.
Wasn't really the goal, and I'm sorry if it comes off like that. I guess there's only so much you can control. Here we have, is very big, my daughter. This is my daughter, Rurutan, okay? And I have given her the very important job of taking over for me. Because, you know, my hair's going white, I'm quite old, I'm kind of retiring. I'm too old for a job like this. Rurutan will be in charge of streaming. Hi. Yeah, you missed the pregnancy arc. This is not Rurutan's final form. That is not her final form. She will be reborn at some point in the future.
I see. So she's basically rebranding herself. To something else. But she sounds more happy when she when got fired. Maybe because she doesn't have to stream for Niji Sanji anymore, and she finally gets to play with her lolly model. At the end of the day, right? You can't call other people pedos if you're freaking cosplaying as a lolly VTuber. You cannot say that. That's just dumb. That is so dumb, dude. I swear. That's my personal opinion. Like, honestly. Like, at the end of the day, right? Do I defend Miss Little Twisty? The answer is no. I do not defend, I don't defend her. Do I hate her? No, I don't hate her. It's just kind of like, whatever at the end of the day, It's kind of like, I'm like, she's not wrong about the Niji Sanji thing, There's certain Niji Sanji things that she said that I can be like, yeah, you know what, I can agree to that. Hey, Zena. But there are some things I do not agree, of course. Yeah, like it's a shit take at the end of the day, It's not a great take. It's not like a base take, It's just kind of like, yeah, you did some good points there, but then you also did some shitty points there. So it's kind of like, it's a 50-50, you know. It's kind of like whatever. You take it how you want to. At the end of the day, this is just my personal opinion. I don't think all guys are, you know, are mentally ill. You know, are parasocial guys have mental illness? Yes. The parasocial people are mentally ill, and those people should be addressed, in my personal opinion, but that's just me anyways. But yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. I don't really care, to be honest. By definition, yes they do. What do you mean, yes they do? What do you mean? What are you talking about? But yeah, anyways, I don't know. I personally don't care. It's Niji Sanji, for God's sakes. Okay? All right? There's not really much you know. There's not really much you want me to say around here, you know? But yeah. I don't hate my fan base. That's all I gotta say, you know? If you know, if I'm retarded, my fan base is retarded. We're all retarded here. And that's pretty much about it, you know. We're all retarded, okay? All right? We're all stupid here. Every last one of us is stupid here, okay? All right? Don't go corporate if you can't handle it, Twisty. That's true. Yeah, don't go corporate if you can't handle. We are, yeah. We're the stupid gang. Not just you. No, you're part of the gang now. We're all dum-dums here, so. Anyways, that's the end of the video, and peace.